Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Wrestling Affliction's first PLE of the season. It is Blood and Thunder. Now, last time we had this pay-per-view, or PLE, whatever you want to call it, last season, it turned into one chaotic show. Let's just say that at least. Between that 10-man gauntlet match that ended with Trav debuting, and now Trav is our world champion of all things. There was a lot of other things I can't remember off the top of my head. But I digress. We focus here on the Blood and Thunder PLE for Season 2, here in the Theatre of Affliction. And we start off with a match that has a lot of implications for the Warriors Path Championship. Now this is for Pool 1 that involves this man right here, Justice Young, Tommy Tornado, Beautiful Bart Marshall, and Chase Samuels. Now the story going into this is points-wise, if Tommy Tornado can beat Justice Young here tonight, and Beautiful Bart Marshall can go on to beat Chase Samuels later on in the evening, then basically the veterans of Justice Young and Chase Samuels are eliminated from their pool because they can't mathematically earn enough points to progress to the semifinals, which would make it so that in the lead up to our next PLE battle lines, that it will be Beautiful Bart Marshall facing Tommy Tornado, and the winner will progress to the semifinals at Battle Line. Though, I mean, they've still got to get through the matches. I can't, for the life of me, think of how the mathematics work. I would need to look at the charts, but if Justice Young and Chase Samuels can win, then I think we will still have Justice Young versus Chase Samuels, and still Tommy Tornado versus Beautiful Bart Marshall. But the winners of those two matches will have to face off in a tiebreaker to see who wins and moves on to the tournament. Now, I've been instructed to inform that the Battle Lines PLE next month, or at the end of this month, technically, as of recording this, it's the 1st of April, and this week will be like the 2nd or 3rd of April when this gets uploaded. Anyway, I've been told to say that the Warriors Path semifinals will be stipulation matches. So one of them will be a Force Count Anywhere match, from what I've been told. We haven't been told what the second stipulation is yet, so we'll find out. But we have an amazing night one planned for you. I mean, between this match, between Beautiful Bart Marshall and Chase Samuels, there's also one match from every pool. AJ Perez will finally get his first opportunity at earning points in his pool towards the Warrior Path Championship after 2 weeks ago last week technically, declaring that he was entering into the Warrior Path tournament. And Justice Young already going for the quick fall there. You got to think, Justice Young wants to put Tommy Tornado down, because if he can, then he gets 2 points in the pool, and he is still in the tournament. Though, if he loses here, he has to rely on Chase Samuels beating Beautiful Bart Marshall to stay in the tournament. Though I think, technically, if that happens, if he loses and Chase Samuels wins, even if he beats Chase Samuels in the next month, I don't think he can mathematically earn enough points. So even if he wins this match, he's kind of out of the tournament already. I think. No, wait, I apologize. If he wins this match, he's still in the tournament. If he loses, even if Chase Samuels wins, he's out of the tournament. So he will have to face Chase Samuels anyway to give Chase Samuels an opportunity to earn enough points to progress. But if he doesn't win here, then he's out of the tournament either way. Because mathematically, he cannot earn 4 points, which is the amount of points you would need to move on to the tournament, providing Chase Samuels wins later on tonight. It's very confusing. I can't do math properly, and I'm trying to explain it. But either way, it basically comes down to if Justice Young loses this match, he's out of his pool. Like, he can't win. So it's basically, if he loses here, he has, and Chase Samuels wins later on tonight, he has the opportunity to beat Chase Samuels and eliminate Chase Samuels from the tournament. And then it'll come down to Bart Marshall and Tommy Tornado. But if he wins here, then he stays in the tournament and has to beat Chase Samuels to then go into the tiebreaker. So he either loses here and is out, or he has to win another 2 matches after this one. And as I say that, Tommy Tornado, with the very quick finish, a barely 4-minute match there, easily putting down Justice Young in this bracket. And now, as I said, Justice Young completely eliminated from the tournament. If Chase Samuels wins tonight, he still has to face Chase Samuels, but has an opportunity to eliminate Chase Samuels from the tournament as well. Though if beautiful Bart Marshall goes on to win, then Chase Samuels and Justice Young don't have to fight because they are both out of the tournament, and it'll come down to beautiful Bart Marshall versus Tommy Tornado in a tiebreaker match. But we'll find out how that goes later on tonight. For now, we move in to our next match. But wait, I'm getting something in my ears. I have some footage to be shown. Can we broadcast? Can we get that played for us, please? Wait, what the hell is this? That's 5-star stud Ryan Van Cise attacking Jeremiah Stone. Well, Jeremiah Stone's meant to have a match tonight with huge implications on his pool as well. And wait, what? That Julius Gray? Julius Gray and Ryan Van Cise are working together? What the? I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, Ryan Van Cise, we need him to get to the ring. What do they mean by it? Well, wait, Jeremiah Stone, if he loses here tonight, then Ryan Van Cise remains in the tournament. So does Julius Gray, for that matter. Though if Jeremiah Stone won here tonight, he would have eliminated everyone from his pool of the tournament. What the hell? Whoa! Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is... Okay, so Ryan Van Cise and Julius Gray teaming up. I don't know whether they're a faction, or whether they're a tag team, or whether they're just working together. They needed Jeremiah Stone to lose here tonight, so they stayed in the tournament. And look what happened. They worked together. They beat Jeremiah Stone down so bad that all Andy Walker had to do was pin him. I don't know if Andy Walker was in on this. He looked as confused as I was when Jeremiah Stone got thrown in the ring. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to this next match. And this man right here, Jason North, has not had the best run in his pool, thanks to the weird bald guy and his minions who keep attacking his opponents. And, oh no, it's happening again, isn't it? Yep. God damn it. As I just said, the bald guy and his minions, we still don't know their names. We do see a logo on their back, but it's too zoomed out. I can't really read what it says. And oh my god, that's the one in the white is Dynamite Menace. He is one of the rookies who is meant to be entered into the Warrior Path tournament. And this man is just beating him down. Oh no, North, look behind you, Jason. No, he's distracted by the bald man again. And this is the one that attacked both Ramon and Lance Radley backstage over the last couple of weeks. And now he's the one that is attacking Jason North. And the bald man is just staring with glee at what is transpiring here. And Jason North just, for 3 weeks in a row, well, not in a row, but for 3 matches that he was meant to be in this Warrior Path tournament, he has just had every match thwarted by these 3. And we still don't know who the hell they are or what they want. All we know is Jason North has been their target. And Jason North busted open now. Oh god, jump scare. I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. He keeps saying the undesirable one. He's sending a message to the undesirable one. He said that for the last 2 appearances that he's had. Is he talking to Jason North? Because Jason North is one third of the undesirables. He said he's sent the message. Now it's their opportunity to answer the call. They know what he wants, and next week it'll all become clear. I'm so confused right now. What the hell is going on here in World Wrestling Affliction? But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we focus here on this match that again has major like pathing ways for this pool in Pool 1. This man right here, beautiful Bart Marshall, if he beats Chase Samuels tonight, then Chase Samuels and Justice Young have been officially eliminated from their pool, meaning next month we will have beautiful Bar Marshall versus Tommy Tornado in a tiebreaker match. The winner will have 6 points in their pool, meaning they are undefeated in their pool, and then they go on to battle lines to challenge in the semifinals. And the same, if they win that match, that same night they have to fight for the Warrior Path Championship. Now, a reminder to those of you who may have forgotten, the Warrior Path Championship, a new title that our general manager Davis Morris introduced, and is the reason why we've been having this tournament for the last month. And the winner of that championship can relinquish it at any point in time to announce that they want a world title match. It's not like a Money in the Bank briefcase where you can cash it in at any time and just attack and get a match. You have to say, I'm relinquishing this title, and we set up a world title match at the next PLE, whenever that is, to to set that world title match up. So it's a very much a feast or famine situation. You can give up holding a title for a chance at the big title, the main title of the show. But if you lose that match, then you have no title at all. Or you could keep holding on to that Warrior Path Championship. You still have to defend it like a regular championship. The Warrior Path Championship isn't a gimmick. It's still a championship here in the company. But it is very much a title that you want to fight for because it sets you up for glory if you can beat whatever the world champion is at the time. And we've seen so much come out of these 4 pools. We've seen people show their true colors, like Julius Gray and the 5-star stud Ryan Van Sys earlier tonight, attacking Jeremiah Stone and essentially keeping themselves in the tournament. Because if Jeremiah Stone won here tonight, he would have had 6 points, being undefeated in the tournament bracket and eliminating Julius Gray, Ryan Van Sys, and Andy Walker. But now that Andy Walker has a win, and Ryan Van Sys has a win over Andy Walker, Julius Gray still has 0 points, but if he beats Andy Walker and Ryan Van Sys, he ties with Jeremiah Stone. If Ryan Van Sys beats Julius Gray, he ties with Jeremiah Stone. If Andy Walker beats Julius Gray, he ties with Jeremiah Stone. So it comes down to anyone could tie with Jeremiah Stone on that 4-point scale. And essentially force a tiebreaker so that Jeremiah Stone can't enter the match. But if things work out in the right way, if Ryan Van Sys beats Julius Gray, and then Andy Walker beats Julius Gray, we will have a 3-way tie between Andy Walker, Jeremiah Stone, and Ryan Van Sys, which would lead to a triple threat. Oh, and Big Marshall with the big, beautiful slam. The same move that put Justice Young down last week. Enough of talking about the Jeremiah Stone situation. We can go more into that as the episodes progress. Right now, we focus here on this match. The huge implications that this match has on their pool. As I was saying earlier tonight, if beautiful Bart Marshall beats Chase Samuels here, then he eliminates Chase Samuels from the tournament. And he eliminates Chase Samuels from the tournament, and it's a tiebreak between Tommy Tornado and beautiful Bart Marshall. However, if Chase Samuels wins, he keeps himself in, and he has to beat Justice Young to tie with whoever wins between Tommy Tornado and beautiful Bart Marshall. Actually, I'm thinking, like, mathematically wise, if beautiful Bart Marshall wins that match, then it's a 3-way tie. Though if Tommy Tornado beats beautiful Bart Marshall, then he has 6 points, and they're both eliminated no matter whether Chase Samuels wins that match against Justice Young or not. Though they also want to watch that they don't get a count out or a disqualification here in this match and force a tie, or they're both eliminated from the tournament. Well, actually, technically, I think Bart Marshall can still win. So, Bart Marshall benefits from a win or a tie here. Chase Samuels needs the win, and then needs Tommy Tornado to lose to Bart Marshall to set up a 3-way tie. So, Bart Marshall is very much more in the... And Chase Samuels just landing that big, beautiful slam himself, rubbing it in to Bart Marshall, using his own move against him. Chase Samuels to the top rope. And obviously, our main event, too, also has huge implications as well. But I'll go into that once we get into the main event. Barton Marshall with the rollout. And Chase Samuels with that missed drop kick. Throws him into the rope. Just knocks him down with that big tackle. Throws him around. He's just using his size advantage over Chase Samuels to just manhandle him across the ring. Oh, what's he going for now? Going to that second rope. He's calling Samuels to get up. Oh, and a big shoulder charge off the second rope there. Big, beautiful splash. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Barton Marshall just eliminated Chase Samuels from his pool, from the tournament. Next month, we will have beautiful Barton Marshall versus Tommy Tornado in a tiebreaker match. The winner will move on to Battle Lines. This man right here is 1 match away from entering the semifinals and technically 3 matches away from winning that Warrior Path Championship. But the same goes for Tommy Tornado. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we move into our main event, which has even more major implications here. And I will go into them right now. So this man right here, AJ Perez, entering the Warrior Path Championship, saying he wants to earn his title right, as opposed to Andres Loss, who got in the Davis Morris's head to earn himself a world title shot. But the way this tournament bracket is working, with all of the points and all of the count-out victories that we've had, or the count-out draws, I should say, this man right here has to beat Percy Iron tonight, because if Percy Iron beats AJ Perez, he's on 5 points and he's immediately in the semifinals. But if AJ Perez beats Percy Iron here tonight, he's on 2 points. So he's technically tied with Xander Knight. So him and Xander Knight will face in a semi tiebreaker, because if AJ Perez beats Percy Iron here tonight and then beats Xander Knight, he's at 4 points and everyone's eliminated. The Senshi is already eliminated, only on 1 point in his bracket. He cannot, having lost to Percy Iron and tying with Xander Knight, he cannot earn enough points to continue. Though, that being said, if Perez beats Percy Iron here tonight, he loses to Xander Knight next week, he has to beat the Senshi in their match. The Senshi has an opportunity to eliminate AJ Perez from the tournament. Though, if Perez beats Percy Iron here tonight, he beats Xander Knight next week, he doesn't have to face the Senshi. He already has enough points to move on to the semifinals. So it's really up to Perez on how he does here tonight. If he beats Percy Iron, he stays in the tournament. If Percy Iron wins, Percy Iron moves on to Battle Lines. I know I've complicated all of these pools with the point system, and I wish I had graphics to show how these points work, but my production team lost the graphics that we had, and to be honest with you, I didn't like that I made them and they look kind of dodgy. But we focus here on this match, this main event here this evening. The anti-hero, as he calls himself, AJ Perez, claiming that Trav attacked his tag team partners Matt Diva and Angelo Epps. He's wanting to win this Warrior Path tournament so that he can cash in to get a title shot against Trav to finally get his revenge. Trav basically said, look, I don't even remember who you are enough to care about attacking your opponents. My issue was always with Castro. You guys just tagged along on the way of the ride. So Trav's claiming he doesn't even care about the rest of Next Gen to worry about attacking them. And Perez is claiming that Trav is the only one to have motive to attack them. Will we find out the answer of who attacked them? I'm sure we'll find out down the line. But for now, we focus here on this match as AJ Perez has to fight to earn himself in a spot back into this tournament. He has to beat Percy Iron here tonight. As Percy Iron has put on one hell of a showing here in his pool, taking on both the Senshi and Xander Knight, technically veterans of the company. I mean, the Senshi, you know, a long historic history in TKWF, multiple-time Cruiserweight champion, constantly feuding with his now faction leader, the Falcon, back when he was Akira Falcon. Even got into his head and turned him into a darker version of himself when he became Kurai Falcon. And eventually he just became the Falcon, and he became the man that we know today. But the Senshi has done a lot in TKWF, has done a lot in WWA, and even in this tournament, he didn't look that strong. But Xander Knight, a member of the Rebel Club, former tag team champion in TKWF, though unfortunately that was on the time when TKWF was no longer televised. So, do we really want to count that? That being said, Percy Iron put on an amazing showing in both of those matches. It was Xander Knight who forced him into a tie draw. He beat the Senshi clean, and now he has to beat someone who is very decorated here in World Wrestling Affliction, multiple-time World Wrestling Affliction Tag Team Champion, the only War Games winner in World Wrestling Affliction currently. AJ Perez is definitely not someone to look over. And Percy Iron is definitely showing himself as a worthy competitor here against Perez. And only a 2 count there from Perez, definitely not enough. Or on Perez, I should say. And Iron is getting fired up. He really wants to beat Perez. He wants to earn that shot at Battle Lines in the semifinals. If he wins this, he is 2 matches away from being Warrior Path champion. If Perez wins this, then he is possibly 4 matches away. A minimum of 3, possibility of 4. The implications that this match has. And here we go with the punches. If Percy Iron loses this match, then he has to hope that Xander Knight beats AJ Perez and the Senshi beats AJ Perez. But the Blue Thunder Bomb and the... Actually, was that a Blue Thunder Bomb? I think that was just a spinning sit-out power bomb. But I digress. The anti-hero, AJ Perez, moves on in the tournament. We will see you for night 2, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.